Bebop. Bebop? Bebop Scraboo. Oh, it's like one of those scat singers. Good morning, everybody. Mrs. Sanders is here, and Chad is here, and Pegleg. Good to see you, Pegleg. Where is the beer, man? It's before 8 a.m. Central, so it's put up, because that would be an issue. We have coffee instead, so. Little early for beer. I'm not gonna say I've never drank beer at 8 a.m., but we're not doing that right now, so. And probably never again. Good morning, everybody. Shalom, shalom, shaloha, shalom. Thank you for being here. 96.9 thousand of you all need to get your head checked by the Angry Viking Therapist, which is a channel you should be subscribed to. If you're not, I feel sorry for you. I pity you. I pity you. If you are lurking in the shadows, stop. That is the job of Sasquatch. That is not your job. You need to come out of the shadows. You need to like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, hit the little button, and then ring the bell. And if you ring the bell, then YouTube will pretend to send you notifications when I go live. However, on Patreon, I post links to everything we do on YouTube on Patreon every day. And so if your Patreon notifications are turned on for $1 or more a month, you will get notified when we do this every day. Awesome, awesome. Intel at bearindependent.com is where you send your intel so we can make this report. If you don't send the intel to Bear Independent, there's no Bear Independent intel report. So, please feed the dance monkeys. Unlike the National Forest, we encourage you to feed the animals. If you don't feed the dance monkeys your tasty intel nuggets, they will starve to death and die. And frankly, I don't feel like cleaning their tiny little shivering carcasses out of the cages that they're in. I have other things to do, so please keep them fed so that they can produce this report. Intel at bearindependent.com. And as always, the entirety of this report can be found on Patreon. Go to patreon.com, search for Bear Independent. You'll find us. We spell Bear Independent, BAREENDUHPANDUTZ.com, which is KOMM, okay? So that's what you're looking for at Patreon. 13 August 2020 Intel Report. The same island storm that wiped out millions of acres of crops also left 500,000 people without power and internet. A contributor and farmer described it, quote, all across the state, corn crops are broken off and laying on the ground. Soybeans were ripped to pieces in some areas, and co-op grain bins were crushed like empty pop cans. Our bins were crushed, and some just blew away. Most of our outbuildings and cold storage was destroyed. Tractors and combines are buried in the rubble. That's not good at all. Food scarcity. Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible, and we need to be lifting them up in prayer. But actionable for you, food scarcity. The particulars are none of y'all's business, but suffice it to say that I am buying literal tons of food today. Because I don't just talk to you about it, we live it. Yes, Air Force retired, water too, and praise the Most High, it's falling from the sky right now, which is why we're inside. So, let's take this and turn it around for you. What do you need to do? To the rafters, that's exactly right. Stack it to the rafters. Do not take your foot off the accelerator pedal. Good morning, Mark Chase. It is still time to stack food because my conviction is, even though it's expensive right now in the micro, in the macro, it will be, food will be worth more than this. Bear, what is your policy on gold and silver? Buy food. That's my policy on gold and silver. No, this is gorgeous. This is pretty. I like this, but I cannot eat this. Good morning, overall living. Shalom, brother. 500 pounds of split peas being delivered today. Praise the Most High, dirty roofer. Trump's executive order for states to continue giving $400 in extra unemployment may not be possible. $100 of that is supposed to come from the state governments, many of which simply do not have the funds. So it's hard to give money you don't have. This is something that I've been talking more and more about. How do we make this relatable to you? To the best of your ability, don't be dependent upon those checks. Andrew Barnes, good morning, brother. Ever thought about building a water tower? Yes, I've thought about building a lot of things. And I am, frankly, my own good idea fairy. And so I try not to be, because otherwise we have 9,000 started projects and 0 completed projects. So, which we inherited 100 incomplete projects when we moved here in the first place. So we're trying to check off completed projects, not add more. Although if I ever hit the Powerball, by the way, Bear Independent Lotto pool, anybody? Because I'm in. And here's the rules for the Lotto pool. You keep 50% of it. If you win, you keep 50%, and then we split the remainder amongst everybody else in the pool. I think that's fair. If I win $1 billion, I keep 500 million, and then the other 500 million gets split between everybody else. Right? I think that's an awesome plan. If you win $100 million, 50 million of it is yours. The other 50 million gets split amongst everybody else who's in the Lotto pool. So I think that's like totally fair.
Win-win.
What?
Win-win.
Win-win, right? Because it's like I selfishly want not the money, but the feeling of that big payout. Boom. $900 million. Yeah. Because the end result is going to be the same anyway. It's like, well, what did you do with it? We wrote the biggest tithe check of my life. That was awesome. Right? I would love to just walk up and somebody be like, so here's $90 million. And just watch them melt and cry. You know what I mean? When that happens, it's the best. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to build community. We're going to do what we're already doing. Just going to buy a lot more land. We're going to build a lot more buildings, drill a lot more wells, run a lot more solar, stack a lot more food, buy more tractors and trucks and trailers and firearms, do all the things, right? So, Harvest Song is in. We were on the fence until Harvest Song got on board, but now Harvest Song is in. The local news is all good. I like that. Google will be banning political advisors or advertisers, quote, masked as local news outlets, end quote, from placing ads. Facebook will be excluding political persons or entities from the news tab, and Twitter already banned political advertising. So I'm not on Facebook because I value my sanity and my time. If that tells you how I feel about Facebook. About once every 6 months or so right now, I'll download the app and I'll look at it for 4 minutes and I'll go, oh, this is the same bullcrap it was 6 months ago. These are the same people saying the same things. That was 4 minutes of my life. I will never get back. I'm out. Delete. And then I'm done. I'm done. So I'm not on Facebook, but it seems like excluding political persons or entities from the news tab is going to be challenging when everything in the news is politicized. So how does that, do they even have a news tab anymore? And how does that work? How does that work for me as somebody that produces content that clearly we're talking about politics right now? The one bullet point ago began with the word Trump. Like half of all news that is generated right now in the world begins with the word Trump. So how are you going to remove that from the news tab? There's going to be nothing left but puppies and unicorns. on the news tab, because everything else, like, hey, but at least we can agree on puppies and unicorns as a society. That's where there's no longer a divisible line between the us and them mentality. It's on puppies and unicorns, right? Puppies, exactly, puppies, right? I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, I hate unicorns. I was stabbed in the face by a unicorn horn one time. Well, whatever, dude. You can go to the Island of Misfit Toys and hang out there then. I just don't see, I understand what they're trying to do, but if Google is banning political advertisers and Facebook is excluding political persons and entities from their news tab, what's left? And how does that work? Again, because could it be, good morning, Sister Francis, could it be weaponized? Of course it can, because what happens is they say something like, that guy Bear talks about politics. Kick him off the news tab. Listen, Duke, 90% of the internet is cat videos. You are correct. We're now going to become kitten independent, and this is going to be the potato channel, and it's just going to be a live streaming of the cat chasing bugs in the front yard 24/7. We're going to shoot up to 9 million subs by the end of the week, and it's already Thursday. So, like, we're pivoting. We're pivoting. Good morning, Turning Point, the potato show. Amen. We could start another YouTube channel right now called the Potato Show and just have thumbnails of that kitten being a kitten. Get 1 million subs. Knowing what I know about YouTube now, it's entirely possible. Yeah. It's entirely possible. Been grinding on this channel for 2.5 years. Got all the lessons learned. Now it's time to start a kitty channel. That's it. The Adventures of Sam and Potato with the dog and the cat. Oh yeah, it would totally blow up. Do it, then you'll have unlimited funding. I just might. Don't tempt me. Live stream the cat. Yeah, that would work. All right. Mask and social distancing related mandates continue to swell. Fines can range widely from a few hundred to $1,000 or more for violating capacity limits and other mandates. In Illinois, anyone who assaults a worker enforcing the mask mandate can be charged with aggravated battery, usually a felony. In Oklahoma, we don't care. Connecticut has issued $3,000 in fines to 2 residents who did not comply with the state's recently implemented travel advisory. I was just talking with some people yesterday. They said, yeah, we went into Walmart, the local Walmart, and the people that had to be wearing masks were all wearing them here. So they were on, but they were not here or here like they're supposed to be. They were here, protecting their luscious beards and chins from the virus. And then everybody else that did not have to be wearing one by company policy wasn't, or they were dangling from one ear, which that's my favorite move, because it's just like, I'm gonna scratch my beard about your mask, right, and just dangle it from one ear. But ultimately, you're getting ineffective compliance that therefore makes a mockery out of the mandate in the first place. Carrie, you could use potato money for grindstone. I could. Maybe we'll figure out the potato show. Thank you. It just yet again proves the point that it's behavioral modification, because the inadequate wearing of masks somehow still complies with the mandate, but it makes a mockery of the mandate because it's not actually doing anything when you wear it here or even here. It needs to be here. So I, for one, am actually pretty happy that there are, at least where I am, large numbers of people making a mockery of this mandate. I love it. I love it. Yo, Big Joe. All right. Listen. Go to bearindependent.com. Why? Because I said so. If you don't, Potato gets it. Go to bearindependent.com or Potato gets it. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? It's going to be the show. No Potato anymore. It's just the show. Bearindependent.com. Your FSA and HSA accounts, they work at bearindependent.com. You can buy all the kits, the Bear Kit, Bear Fat Kit, the Bear Minimum Kit, the Adventure Kit, soon to be the Combat Lifesaver Kit, soon to be the Baja Kit, the Stomp Bag, the Trauma Pack Insert, and soon to be the Mass Casualty Kit. What's that? Oh yeah, that's right, the Mass Casualty Kit. Because we put a kit together yesterday that will retail for more than $1,000 less than its nearest competitor with all of the same capabilities and more, still using North American Rescue components. No, Rob Scott, this isn't hotel living. This is my dining room wall. So, anyway, yeah, we're coming for the big guys. Spud Nation, roger that. That's a good channel name, Spud Nation, starring Potato. Also, we've had one date open up for the 6th of September for TCCC training in Fayetteville, Arkansas. So if you would like to participate in, yes, Crazy Canuck, that is correct. If you would like to participate in TCCC training with me, as well as our badass instructors, you can find that at the website. It's under the, you go into the store, click on first aid kits, and you'll find TCCC training dates. And so there's one date for the 6th that has opened up and one date for the 20th. No, a few dates for the 20th that's available. So I would recommend highly that you go check that out. We will be there. We will be training people with our kits how to save lives. You retain the training kit. So the cost of your training includes the North American Rescue TCCC training kit that's yours, that you can take home with you, so that you can train everybody else in your team, your tribe, your mag, your church, your small business, your local community, your Girl Scout troop, your whatever, when you get home. So I think it's a really good deal, considering that you get to, you get to keep the training kit. And so anyway, there's a date for the 6th, one opening on the 6th and several for the 20th. Go check that out. That's at the store at bearindependent.com. Also, all the kits, all of them tremendous, believe me. We've got the, like I said, the Combat Lifesaver Kit is coming, saving you $400 on that one. The Mass Casualty Kit is coming, saving you $1,000 on that one. And then the Baja Kit is coming, and that Baja Kit is custom made. They don't make one, which is why we made one, because we were contacted by a racing company that said, hey, we don't want our people to die in the desert. Can you help us? So that was really cool. And yeah, good stuff. All right, 2 or more eyewitness accounts. Continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating shortages include ammo, firearms, coin, aluminum cans, home appliances, swimming pools, pressure-treated lumber, select Clorox products, and other construction materials, such as nails and screws. Availability varies widely based upon your geographic location. Repeating. After the 38,000-pound recall of beef, there is now a recall on red bee potatoes, lemons, limes, organic limes, and Valencia oranges from Fresh House 2 LLC due to concerns of listeria contamination. And repeating, the derecho, or inland hurricane, that blew through multiple states has flattened corn, trees, and vegetables. This will likely affect livestock feed prices and grocery store prices later this year. Images of this can be found on Patreon. Legal, political, and military. Tiana Arata, the Black Lives Matter leader who organized a protest that turned violent in San Luis, has been charged with 5 felony charges and 3 misdemeanors. She faces 15 years in prison. Good. At some point, terrorist insurrections should be treated as terrorist insurrections. Use the court system if you can, but we know really cool people that don't have faces or name tags that are really good at their jobs. Maybe those are the people that we need to be dealing with this. Oh, you're a terrorist insurrection? We got people for that. Live ammo, yo. That's exactly right. Live ammo, yo. This is not a training event. This is a pass-fail evolution. You will either make it out of this or you won't. Societal and general. After seeing the need for food assistance surge and the supply chains crumble, the state of Washington apparently watches the Bear Independence show and is stockpiling food to mitigate future food shortages. Roughly 30% of the state's residents are facing food insecurity. Christian at the Ice Age Farmer channel did a good video on that. I believe it came out yesterday, although I have been so remiss at watching anything that is even remotely related to content lately that it could have come out a week ago for all I know, because I just haven't been up to speed. But yeah, Christian did a really good video on that. I'm a big fan of Christian at the Ice Age Farmer. Those of y'all yesterday, thank you, Bama. Thank you, Comic Slinger. Those of y'all that are not subscribed to Christian at the Ice Age Farmer channel should be. You should go check him out. And if you do, please tell him that Bear sent you. He's a good dude. He's a very good dude. He and I, for over a year, have been trying to touch antennas and get together and produce some content together, but he's incredibly busy. I'm incredibly busy. And the 3 times that we've tried, we just keep missing each other. So, with all the love in my heart for Christian, y'all should go check him out. He produces awesome content. And whatever size his channel is currently, it should be 10 times that size. He does a really good job with content. So, but also, yeah, stack it to the rafters, not just the crazy guy at the table in Oklahoma telling you to stack it to the rafters. Everybody that can is stacking it to the rafters, which means that you should be doing what? Stack it to the fucking rafters. Okay? He stresses me out. Patriot Trucker, I'm gonna tell you what, I literally don't watch Ice Age Farmer videos unless I have money to buy more food. I'm not even being facetious. I won't watch one of his videos unless I know that I can, like, just buy more food. just get right on the internet or go to the feed store or whatever and just go buy more food, because every time, thank you, Lila Higdon. And Adapt 2030 also, David at Adapt 2030, you're absolutely right. But I will not watch an Ice Age Farmer video unless I'm in a position to actually do something the moment I get done watching it, because every time I watch it, I am convicted to stack more food. And so, did I mention we're literally buying tons of grain today? Tons of grain today. Oh, he's at 131? That's awesome. I remember not that long ago, he was sitting, Mr. Brees, good morning. He was sitting around 50K, not that 6 months ago or so. And I was like, bro, you need 1 billion subscribers. Like, get these numbers up. But yeah, he's doing great, and I'm very happy for him. I'm proud of the work that he does. He deserves Rice Run, maybe, Tommy. Yeah, we need to talk about that. He deserves every sub that he has times 10. So I save watching Ice Age Farmer for payday. That's a good tactic right there. That's a really good tactic. Anyway. At least one of the organizers of the riots in Chicago said that the looting is virtually the same as reparations because businesses have insurance. Let me restate that. At least one of the organizers of the riots in Chicago said that the looting is virtually the same as reparations, quote, because businesses have insurance, end quote. At least one rando guy in Oklahoma has said that if you loot, I will shoot you in the face because me having a gun is like cops having guns. What the? Now this is one of the organizers of the riot in Chicago. At least they're being honest. At least they're just straight up honest. They're like, yep, we're out here to get some. You just get some over there. You just get some over there. You're gonna get a different kind of precious metal over here. I'm not talking about silver. I'm talking about gold dots. Although, look, they're really pretty. I mean, look at this. This thing is like a work of art, man. It's like a work of art. Look at that. Sometimes short and fat does win the race. You know what I mean? There's just something about 230 grains of blow your lungs out of your back that is just, I love it. I love it. Bear, that you know that all pistol calibers have similar terminal ballistics. It's been determined by the FBI, which I don't care. I don't care. You know that I have giant hands and a 45 fits in my hand better than anything else? So, yeah. Scott, you can have all the better ideas in the world. I don't have time. That's why the bullets. I don't have the time to play around. I have a compost pile. Pop, pop, pop. Skid steer into the compost pile, lift a bucket of dirt, flop a-holes, lower the bucket of dirt, back to work. So, there you go. International news. There is still protesting in Belarus in multiple cities. Police have used live fire on rioters who attacked them with metal rods in Brest. A BBC crew was reportedly attacked by police there. I don't believe a word that the BBC says. They are virtue signaling lying a-holes in my experience, and define attacked. So, no. Composting happens, amen. In Beirut, half of the hospitals are non-operational. Electricity is out. There are shortages of bread and fuel. Now, that's Beirut, Lebanon, where that massive freaking that massive freaking explosion happened. Electricity is out. This is one of the things that we talk about all the time, but I'm going to spend just a couple minutes and talk about it now, because I think most of y'all don't get it. A grid down scenario is your number one disruptive threat, to which you're like, yeah, Bear, you said it all the time, whatever. I want you to seriously think about what happens when you run out of fuel and you can't pump anymore because all the gas stations require electricity to get the fuel out of the ground. And I get this all the time. People are like, well, I'm just going to drain it out of vehicles. Have you ever done that? Do you have the tools to do it? Do you know how to do that? Maybe there's an anti-siphoning device in your vehicle. There are a lot of anti-siphoning devices in a lot of new vehicles. Well, drill a hole in a gas tank. Okay, now you got a gas tank with a hole in it. How wise is that? Have you ever done that? Have you ever caught a spark while you're drilling a hole in a gas tank? Because if you did, you wouldn't be here anymore. There'd be a crater where you used to be. I'll go to the well, I'll go to the gas station, and I'll open that manhole port cover and get gas out that way. Will ya? That's like going to the watering hole to drink. All the predators will be sitting there waiting for you to dip your head into the nice cool water before they schwack your ass. Not wise. So that's just fuel. What happens when there's no fuel? When there's no fuel, vehicles don't move. What's on those vehicles? Everything. 97% of what you touch in your daily life has been on a semi-truck. 97%. Food, water, building materials, all the All the artifacts of human life that you're surrounded by, all of that was on a semi-truck. Semi-trucks don't roll, no more stuff. No fuel, no trucks. No stuff like food, water, to say nothing of heating or cooling if it's really hot out or really cold out. Now people start getting pissy. And then pissy goes from worried. And then worried goes from, you go from worried to deeply concerned. And then that leads to outrage with a lot of people. Now you have people behaving badly, and the ability of law enforcement to respond to such a thing has either been defunded or greatly diminished because there's no electricity and there's no fuel, ergo no communications. You look at like Panama City, Florida, after Hurricane Michael hit, what did the police do? They holed up at the precinct. Why? Because they couldn't guarantee the safety of their officers, so they chose to not send their officers out into the community. Which means now you legitimately are in an SHTF scenario without rule of law. Which means now all the pontificating you've done about what caliber rifle and how many magazines and what color camo and these plates or that plates, or should I have this knife or that knife, all that stuff that you thought was just cool guy multicam talk around the water cooler is an actuality. And all of this can happen within 72 hours of the power going out. These are what we call disruptive threats. And the power going out in the United States of America is the #1 disruptive threat. It's localized or regional because of weather events like the derecho, or hurricanes, tornadoes, snowstorms, ice storms, mudslides, whatever. Or it can be cascading grid failures, and has been cascading grid failures on a regional level, and it could become a national event because of things like EMP or because of the fragility of our electrical transmission grid. This is continuing to come up more and more in the reporting that we do. I don't consider that to be a coincidence. And so know that we are working diligently on our end to become independent of the national electrical grid, and I would encourage you to be doing the same thing, because you don't want to be dealing with the ramifications of the disruptive threat that is a grid down scenario. I mean, just all the food that's in your freezer and your fridge rotting, that in of itself can be a massive issue. So, take grid down seriously. And it doesn't have to be because you're convicted that North Korea is going to pop an EMP over Wisconsin. It can be because life happens and the power goes out. So, the more of your own power you can make, or the more independent of power in the first place you can be, the better. Everybody tracking? Cool. Tracking like a tank bear. Roger that. Darian Delgado, good job. Actionable. Local bakeries and ice cream shops may be a good source for food-grade 5-gallon buckets. Bulk popcorn can be easily stored, ground for emergency food, and planted. Check your hand sanitizers. The FDA continues to increase warnings about various hand sanitizers containing dangerous and lethal alcohols. Also, don't smoke them because you'll light yourself on fire. So it's a bad idea. And definitely don't snort them because it will burn. So, yeah, don't do that. Be in communication with your neighbors and your sheriff's department and be prepared as a group for civil unrest. Also, shout out to the Wise County Sheriff's Department. Massive order they just put in for Fairfax and 3 mass casualty bags. We appreciate y'all. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you. Really awesome. And if your agency or organization needs large quantities of our kits, email us, sales@bearindependent.com. And if you would like to put together a training event in your neck of the woods and you can get together 20 or more people, sales@bearindependent.com. Cool. The new firearms transaction record form has all your buyer information on the first page. Don't let people snap pics of your buyer's information, because then they're gonna buy an earth roamer and they're gonna drive across Minnesota, or actually, I'd much rather end up in Wyoming, southern Wyoming. Yeah, let's just steal all your buyer information, get some earth roamers, and go to southern Wyoming. That's a good idea. No? You don't want to eat elk? I want to eat elk, man. I'm hungry. I don't care about the laws. No, we're going to build cabins out of logs and eat elk. And then we'll leave because we have earth roamers. We'll just drive back. So if you let me snap a pic of your buyer information, that's what I'm doing. And we're also going to put pintle mounts all over these earth roamers. And by the way, I heard Joe Rogan on his podcast was talking to somebody about earth roamers. I was like, man, I've known about earth roamers for years. I'm so pissed that the whole rest of the world now knows about earth roamers. It's gonna drive the price way up. I've been quietly saving for one. My wife doesn't know. $3 at a time I've been quietly saving for an earth roamer. And now the prices are gonna go way through the roof. There are no laws against bears eating elk. Amen. That's right. Sir, I am in my natural habitat. I am just eating this elk. Reach out and socially support others, including children and the elderly. If you cannot obtain a freezer for meat, remember that pressure canning, pickling, and freeze drying are options. Also consider looking on alternative markets like Book of Face and List of Craig for individual sellers of freezers. If you need medical supplies, obviously check out bearindependent.com. Right. You can also look at midwife and veterinarian supply stores. And if you cannot obtain seed in your area, use your pantry. Dry beans, seeds found inside of ripe vegetables, potatoes that have been left to sprout eyes, and so forth and so on. And as always, stay politically vigilant and active. Now, promo time. NWA Prepper, our brother the NWA Prepper. What does he do? Well, he's an awesome guy. He does firefighter stuff. He does police officer stuff. And he does adventure frontier stuff. AdventureFrontier.com is where we, as the Bear Nation, go. Badger, great job with the links. For armor, IFAKs, and fluffy bunnies. That is correct. If you are in the market for floofy buns, NWA Prepper has got you covered at AdventureFrontier.com. They have Spartan armor, stretch. Oh, it popped. Yes. They have Spartan armor. Level 3, level 3 plus, level 4, ceramic, steel, multi-hit capable, anti-spall coating, this carrier, that carrier. They got all the blah, blah, blahs. Okay? They got all the blah, blah, blahs. And let me just tell you, AR-500 steel and AR-550 steel, that's a rating on the steel. It's like saying 70-75 aluminum. It's the same thing. The steel's commoditized. What's not commoditized is the curvature of the steel and the anti-spall coating. The steel's the freaking same. So, if you're gonna buy steel armor or ceramic armor, you can do that at AdventureFrontier.com. So go there, use promo code BearNation. You'll get $10 off your order. And you can also get your IFAKs there, your Bear Fac and your Bear Minimum. Literally the best kit on the market at the best price. Handmade, guaranteed forever, made in America. 11 lives saved so far. And yeah, you can get those at Adventure Frontier as well as BearIndependent.com. And remember, for patrons, $5 and up patrons, we are giving away, we are raffling off a $900 armor setup from HRT Tactical with a Bear Minimum blowout kit, as well as steel plates from AdventureFrontier.com. So, if you're a patron, make sure that you go and sign up for that. That post was made yesterday morning, I believe. You'll find it. It's the loot box sign up. Go there, leave a comment, follow the rules. If you're not a patron, you should consider becoming one. 900 bucks worth of armor could be yours. All right, silver linings. One family is prepping, acquiring firearms and ammo as available, canning, and sharing the word of Yeshua. That is freaking awesome. A single father of 2 boys is teaching them about preparedness. Quote, the other day we were walking through Walmart and I tell my boys to pick up a couple cases of food instead of just a couple of boxes. My youngest, who is 13, starts his normal, we don't even need this, we have plenty at the house. And my oldest son, who is 15, turns and tells him, it's called prepping. We don't do it because we need it now, we do it because we might need it in the future. One day you will understand this isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. That's what Bear says. Good job, Dad. Good job. Good job. Another viewer said, during the pandemic, I have been able to strengthen the bond with my 5-year-old son. We've spent many mornings and afternoons at a local reservoir practicing all the skills needed to catch fish. He's now an excellent caster and is quick to reel them in. He is building his outdoor skill set and confidence. He really likes catching bluegills and picking through the worms. That's awesome. And then another viewer says, we are learning about gardening. We're clearing land, building boxes, and setting up irrigation to quadruple our growing space next year, paying down debt and stashing as much food as we can manage. Our freezers are loaded and we are out of places to plug another one in. Praise Yah, I know the feeling. We have about 6 months worth stashed and a week or 2 of water. I think if we're careful, it's not enough, but it's a start. We're working to be more obedient to the Father and to be more diligent in our prayer and scripture study. Thanks for the kicks in the pants during the group study sessions. Amen. Yeah. Good job. Notes. Bear Nation, y'all know where to find each other. The forums at bearindependent.com. All your swag, your gear, your t-shirts, your hats, your stickers, your patches, your prepper notebooks, all that stuff is in the online store at bearindependent.com. Veterans for Child Rescue, vets, the number 4, childrescue.org. Go check them out. Hardcore people doing hardcore good for trafficked kids. And their mission is to raise awareness about what's happening out there in the world to the least of these, and we are partnered with them to help raise awareness about them. So check them out. Like, comment, subscribe, share to all of their stuff. And yeah. Grindstone Ministries, which is our ministry, which is committed to assisting people like them do their jobs. You can find us at grindstoneministries.com. We have our final deployment to Bethany House is this weekend, so please keep that covered in prayer. We need to get in there, handle a couple of things, and put them in a position where they can do their job. And then the world needs not one Bethany house, it needs 1,000 Bethany houses. And so our intent from there is to find out where number 2 is. Build number 2, number 10, and number 67, and number 335, and number 812, and number 1072. So we're gonna get number 1 done this weekend, done. There will be no reason why it cannot be used to do its job this weekend. Yeah, Tamsin Rose, less Bethany houses, more firing squads. I'm all about firing squads, but Bethany House is not for the perpetrators of evil. It's for the restoration and rehabilitation of those who have been affected and half destroyed by evil. So we need as many Bethany houses as possible. And so number 1 will be operational when we leave this weekend. Come hell or high water, all excuses will be removed as to why it cannot be operational, and so it will be operational when we leave this weekend. And then we're on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And so if you'd like to help us do that, you can visit us at grindstoneministries.com. You can support our partners, disastercoffee.com, which legitimately is delicious coffee. Your life might be a disaster, but their coffee is not. And I say that in all love. I like that pun though. Sanctified Supply Co. Sanctified Supply Co. Awesome people doing awesome things, and you can check them out. By the way, essentially the uniform of the Bear Nation, stay humble and kind. That shirt comes from the Sanctified Supply Co. Stay humble and kind. Need a humble and kind face mask. That's a good idea. Disastercoffee.com. There you go. And Amendment the number 1 Preparedness. Amendment the number 1 Preparedness.com. There are not better preparedness radios on the market. Believe me, it's my job to know these things. There are not better preparedness radios on the market. They're awesome. And so if you need radios, and I strongly suggest that you have radios, you should get them from Amendment the number 1 Preparedness, amendment1preparedness.com. Tell them Bear sent you. I have a dehydrator, but thanks, Question Everything. I appreciate that. All right. And with that, let's talk to the Most High. Here we go. Good morning, Father Yah. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for the opportunity to do this every day. Thank you for a cool job that affects people's lives in a positive way. Thank you for your word, and thank you for truth, and thank you for writing that on our hearts. Father, thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice. Thank you for my wife and my kids and my friends and my camp and my tribe. Father, my mag, and all these concentric circles out from there. Thank you for the mods. Thank you for the Bear Nation. Thank you for these people, and I just lift them up to you. Father, if there's anything within the sound of my voice that's not of you, I rebuke it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, command it to flee. Pray that you'd fill us up, give us your Holy Spirit, your Ruach HaKodesh, for peace and comfort, Father, for healing, for wisdom and discernment, for strength, power and authority, for love and compassion. Father, teach us how to do this thing we call life. Walk with us. Pick us up when we fall down. Forgive us when we mess up. Convict us to not do it again. Be indwelt in us, that people would see us and see a little bit of you shining out. Use us for testimony. Use us for many mighty works. Use us to steward your kingdom. Use us to put a smile on your face. I ask these things in the name of Yeshua. Amen. Shalom, Brother Tommy. Brother Phelps, good morning. Shalom, brother. I didn't know you were up in here. Phelps owes me some back porch sitting. It's okay, we just couldn't connect. I think I owe Phelps some back porch sitting. Phelps, are you coming to Sukkot? Yes! Okay, cool. See you there. Okay, Bear. Awesome. All right, y'all. Shaloha. Have an awesome day.